Hello folks, and I hope you're all well. Welcome to Hi-Fi News, etc. I've just noticed the records behind me all have a kind of pinky grey pastel shade thing going on. Pure coincidence. I had no idea until I put it all up there that I was sort of colour coding the vinyl wall. And if you want to have a close-up on the vinyl wall at the end of this video, I will do that very thing. I will record by record, I will give you a quick close-up. I do that with all my videos now, just in case you're thinking, what's that behind his head? That kind of thing. Well, enough of those Pantone peculiarities. Hey, let's get to trivia. And the question is this: which iconic French singing star adopted a name inspired by a famous English portrait and landscape painter of the 18th century? One more time. Which iconic French singing star adopted a name inspired by a famous English portrait and landscape painter of the 18th century? There you go, a bit of culture for you this time around. Have a little think. Please don't Google, no research, no internet, because it will spoil things. This is just a bit of fun. Have a little think, and at the end of the video I will give you the answer. Up until then, Hi-Fi News. And to begin, I'd like to talk about a turntable from Audio-Technica called the ATLP8X. This is a low-torque direct drive turntable, and I like low-torque direct drive turntables. So why is that, you ask me? Well, the answer is, folks, that low-torque direct drive turntables hold less energy in the platter. That means lower noise, that means better sound. It's the high-torque jobs. They actually build up vibration in the platter, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing if sound is your priority. Great for DJs, but not a good thing if sound is your priority. Anyway, I was a little bit conflicted because I thought low torque direct drive. We're going audiophile, we're going purist, we're going specialist. And then the company says that this particular turntable is a semi-automatic. So, interesting, a kind of high-end lifestyle turntable design, you might say. So what do I mean by semi-automatic? Well, when the play ends, when the record finishes and the last notes die away, the arm raises and I think the turntable cuts out and just stops playing. Not too sure about that bit. However, I do know that the arm raises from the record surface. So, semi-automatic. At the end of said arm is another new item, the ATLT10 head shell, and that connects to a black ATVM95E cartridge. I do like that cartridge, by the way. The turntable's 16mm MDF box plinth has adjustable feet, which are rubber damped, plus an anti-resonance, according to the company, die-cast aluminium platter. I've yet to meet an aluminium die-cast platter which is anti-resonance, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. You also get a 2.5mm rubber mat, which if I do review this particular turntable, and I'm building up to it, aren't I would probably frisbee out the window. I don't like rubber mats, they're not very good. They look great, but they don't perform well. Anyway, this turntable supports a 3-speed operation, including, of course, 78 RPM, featuring a built-in phono amp, again, so you've got that lifestyle thing going on. The price will be, and this is where the contrast is, £859, or €999. Do you see what I mean? This is a lifestyle, very much lifestyle-orientated design at a high price, so I'm guessing there are some good quality parts here. So it's for those people who want to have their cake and eat it, I reckon, this particular turntable. They want good sound and they want facilities. I might grab one for review. I'm talking myself into it, aren't I? Oh, and the head shell, as I say, that's new. You can buy that separately the L10, no, the LT10 head shell, you can buy that for £50 or €59. If you want to know more, I'll put a link below in the description. Next, we have a low-cost, well, for this particular company, low-cost HDMI cable from the UK outfit Chord. This one sits in the company's C series range, and it's priced at £57.50 for a 0.75 metre cable. And this is backed by a lifetime warranty. This is a 48, and I keep getting this wrong, is a 48 gigabits per second bandwidth. It's not gigabytes, is it? It's 48 gigabits, I think it is. Anyway, 48 of those what's names. And it has an internal capacity, because every HDMI cable has different capacities of running resolutions up to 10K at 30 Hz, or 8K at 60 Hz, or 4K at 120 Hz. And it supports all kinds of standards like dynamic HDR, HDCP 2.3, ARC, and all HDMI audio formats. This new cable also supports, well, I'll put a list below, but things like source-based tone mapping, variable refresh rate, and lots of others. I'll put a list down below. The cable itself uses graphene-shielded copper conductors with foam insulation and a twin foil inner layer, being shielded against unwanted high-frequency noise. This cable also features gold-plated copper HDMI connector shells and connector pins, plus a PVC and zinc alloy HDMI connector back shell. An awful lot of words for 57 quid, hey? Next, we have a new series, the new Q series from KEF. Now, this being a HiFi news video, I'm going to throw yet another acronym at you. It's called MAT, M-A-T, and it's one of the foundations of the new, 8 model Q series from KEF. MAT stands for Metamaterial Absorption Technology, and it features the 12th generation Uni-Q driver array. It includes a maze-like structure to absorb unwanted frequencies and enhance sound. It's all about reducing noise, as many of these things are. Conical waveguides couple the tweeter dome to a metamaterial absorber. I pity any of the KEF staffers who walk into the office this morning. Metamaterial, that's all they're going to hear. They're going to be sick of it by lunchtime, believe me. Other changes, well, the Q2 Meta, the Q7 Meta, the Q Concerto, can't say the word, Q Concerto Meta, and the Q6 Meta have been upgraded from the 2.5-way designs of yore to a new 3-way design presentation. Why? Well, it separates the frequency ranges, with the Uni-Q driver handling the high and mid-range frequencies and a newly designed bass driver checking out the low frequencies. Featuring a more compact design apparently, the Q series provides a selection of stand-mount speakers, including the 3-way Q Concerto Meta, the first 3-way stand-mount speaker in the Q series, I have to add, and a sort of revival of the KEF Concerto 1969. Finishes, well, you won't be surprised to hear we have black and white, I bet that took all of 5 minutes to sort out, and walnut if you like a bit of wood grain. Oh, and you get coloured driver units if you like to live dangerously. Next, we are roaming over to Italy. Roaming? Oh, never mind. Anyway, you know what? I've been a journalist for many decades, 37 years I think it is now, and I can't recall any company ever describing their products, whether it's HiFi or not, and I've done an awful lot of not. I've never heard anyone describe their products as limpid. I'm going to spell that down below in case it's a word you haven't come across too often. It's an old-fashioned word, limpid, but this Italian outfit does just that. Obviously, that's where I've been going wrong for my entire career, not using the word limpid. And it's not a problem, of course. It means clear, coherent, flowing. That's limpid. But maybe it's a sign of what to expect from these speakers and the people behind them. They offer an open baffle system. No bass reflex systems here. They would rather go for accuracy rather than strength. Bass drivers are large. You're looking at 12-inch jobbies, 15-inch in one particular occasion. Tweeters, or rather I should say high-frequency horn drivers, compression drivers, if you want to be techie, are also perched on top. These drivers are also active, and there's a lot of amplifiers in these speakers. The Duetto has 4, the Quindici has 6. They're also pretty high in terms of efficiency and sensitivity. The Quindici, for example, has a sensitivity of 106 decibels. Pretty high, as is the price. And if you'd like to check them out, I'll put these speaker names and their associated prices on the screen right now. Next, Atoll Electronique has announced their new Evolution range of CD players. All players apparently have a new transport mechanism from TIAC with improved disc reading and error correction, and all power supplies have been upgraded from the previous signature models to reduce the power consumption. The CD50 Evo has 8 regulated power supplies. The AC100 and CD200 models have 10 to reportedly improve the stability of the digital and output stages. The CD50 and AC also have new PCM DACs, and all Evo models now feature 12-volt trigger outputs. Again, if you want to know more, I'll put a link below. And that's your lot, folks. Thanks for staying to the end of this particular video. And of course, I'm going to give you an answer to that trivia question. And to repeat, which iconic French singing star adopted a name inspired by a famous English portrait and landscape painter of the 18th century? And the answer is Lucien. Now, is it Lucien Ginsberg or Ginsberg? Don't know. I'm going to go for Ginsberg because I'm English and I can't pronounce anything outside of my country's borders. So Lucien Ginsberg changed his first name to Serge in order to pay respect to his Russian forebears, and his second name to Gainsberg to reflect his admiration for the 18th century English painter Thomas Gainsborough. It was as Serge Gainsberg that he became one of France's best-loved and most, how can I describe this? Provocative is a suitable word, I would say, musical performers. So now you know. Anyway, thank you again for staying to the end of this particular video. Thank you too for all of your support. It is much appreciated, folks. Without your support, I die a terrible death. In YouTube terms, anyway. So I do thank you for that. I'll be back when? I'll be back Friday with a new Music Alerts video. Lots of CDs, lots of vinyl, maybe the odd book, who can tell? I don't know at this particular moment. It'll be a surprise to both of us. I hope to have your company around that time. Farewell.